Okay, guys. I've been reading Nehemiah 6, and I really wanted to share what God was kind of saying to me, dropped in my spirit. So, a little background about Nehemiah. Nehemiah was a court official for a foreign emperor, the Persian Empire that had conquered Israel, and he's serving the emperor, and the emperor issues a decree that says to the Jews that have been scattered and living within the Persian Empire, saying, "Hey, if you want to go back to Jerusalem, your hometown, you have my blessing. Go for it." So Jews are moving back into Jerusalem, repopulating the land that God had given them. Nehemiah doesn't go, but his brother does go, and his brother does come back to the court where Nehemiah is serving the emperor, and says, Nehemiah's like, "Hey, bro, how's the resettling going? How's it back in Jerusalem? I mean, is it awesome? What's going on?" And his brother's like, "Man, we got problems because the city wall is destroyed. I mean, it's a mess out there. The city wall is destroyed. We're getting harassed by our enemies day and night, being disgraced, man. It's a mess out there." And Nehemiah's heart gets broken. He's like, "I got to do something." And God gives him favor with the emperor, where the emperor says, "Hey, whatever you need, go back there, rebuild your city," right? So Nehemiah goes back and he's rebuilding the city. He has one goal in mind, which is, I got to rebuild the city wall. I got to get the people to rebuild the walls around Jerusalem, because in that day, walls were really important for cities. It was protection, it was prestige, and so it kept them and be able to guarantee their security and say, "Okay, I got to do it, man. I gotta do this," right? So Nehemiah, he goes and he does that. And while he's working on, the enemies of Israel say, "Well, wait, they're rebuilding Jerusalem. Oh, this is a problem. We got to stop them." And so, in Nehemiah 6, the work on rebuilding the wall and repairing the city is nearing completion. And the enemies are desperate at this point, and they're trying to somehow stop the work from getting done. And so they have a plot out for Nehemiah, and in Nehemiah 6, they invite Nehemiah. They say, "Nehemiah, we got to meet with you." There's two, there are a couple of leaders in particular, Tobiah the Ammonite and Sanballat. These are leaders of the enemies, of Nehemiah's enemies, and they're trying to distract him. They say, "Okay, Nehemiah, you got to come out. We gotta meet, man. We gotta talk. You gotta talk with us, okay? We enemies, but we gotta figure this stuff out." And they do this 4 times. And 4 times Nehemiah sends a response to him. He says, "I am doing important work and can't go down there to meet with them. I am not going to let the work stop just to go and see you." And that's the focus. And this is the thing that I felt God saying: focus and finish, right? Pastor David's been preaching about arrows, and in the beginning of the year, we had targets, we had things, we had goals, targets that we had, right? We as a church, but then also individually, like we prayed, we fasted, throughout January, to seeking God, like, okay, what should we focus on? What are we going for? What is it going to be? As dream teamers, we met in December, and we wrote down what our year was going to be, like our word for the year, right? And said, this is what our year is going to be about. And sometime between February and now, at least for myself, I've gotten distracted, where I've made progress. I've made progress on the work to get to what God dropped in my heart for what I wanted, but I haven't finished. I haven't finished yet. I haven't captured those things. I thought it'd be finished, but I haven't yet. And the biggest thing is, those 2 big things. One, with the focus, is to understand, okay, to get back to what we focused on, what we were looking for in January. Understand that those things are important work. It's important work. And the reason why Nehemiah didn't go meet with those guys is because he said, "I am doing important work and can't go down there. My mission right now is to rebuild this wall. And I know y'all ain't talking about no wall. Y'all ain't talking about how to help me rebuild it. You're not giving me any tips or any advice or anything like that. Y'all not talking about no wall. Therefore, we don't need to meet right now, because my focus is about getting this wall rebuilt. Y'all ain't about that. I know y'all ain't about that. Therefore, I am doing important work and can't go down there. I am not going to let the work stop." And that's the other part of it, is that let the work stop. So yes, one with the focus is like we want to get back focused on the things that we're going after. But the other part is if the work has stopped, don't let it stop. Right? The only way that the work can stop is if you may have been distracted, you may have gotten away from what you were working towards, but the work is not stopped. It's just on hold right now. You still got 3 months to finish. The work stops if you never pick it back up again. And so there's 3 months now to still pick it back up, to still go after the thing that you started out in January wanting to go after, right? And that's the other part of it, is that if you have got distracted, if somehow you've gotten off target, right? Get back on target and then make the commitment of realizing, one, the target that God gave you, it's important work. It's so important. God gave it to you, therefore it has to be important. And therefore you can't go down. You can't get off the wall. You cannot get distracted. And here's the final thing, is that you are not going to let the work stop. You've got 3 months still. There's still time left on the clock. Get back up on the wall. Don't let the work stop. Focus and finish. Push across the finish line, because we still got 3 more months to get it done. And if we focus, we can finish. So I really want to exhort you guys. That's what I felt God was saying to me. Just focus and finish. Get back on the things that we started out January with. Obviously, this is reiterating word for word what Pastor Damon preached about. But get back up on the wall. Get back up on the wall. Get back up on the wall. Even if you've gotten off the wall, get back up on the wall. Focus and finish. Do not let the work stop. So, I want to encourage you guys. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.